Thanks so much, Paul. You know, right now, St. Louis County Police are looking for the people responsible for this graffiti. It is covered because it is offensive, but it was sprayed on the side of Afton High School. School officials found swastikas and other anti-Semitic graffiti painted on the side of a building on Friday morning, and just the shock of it all for a lot of folks. So this morning, we did decide to take kind of a closer look at hate crimes in Missouri, also how hate impacts our kids, which I think is so important. And Sydney, I know you've been taking really a deep dive into some of these numbers and also have been looking at some trends. Can you walk us through what you found?
Yeah, it was really, really concerning, Michelle. So what I see is so far in 2025, obviously we're only in March, but it's looking like we're at the same rate as last year when it comes to hate crimes committed. And the concerning part is last year was a record-breaking year for us when it came to hate crimes in the state of Missouri. Let's take a look at the top biases that cause people to commit these hate crimes. And we see the top 3 regions are race, sexual orientation bias, and religious bias for 2025 so far. Again, the year is still going. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. So I was going to say, so this is race, this big one.
Yeah, this blue is race, and then here's sexual orientation bias and religion. So we got blue, green, and orange. And let's take a look at 2024. So this is last year, the highest number of hate crimes that we've seen in 4 years in the state of Missouri. Same top 3, but it switches a little bit. We have race as the top reason still. Religious bias was the highest one, and then comes sexual orientation coming in 3rd. As I was digging through all of these numbers, Michelle, I can tell you it was a lot to comb through with these reports, but Missouri State Highway Patrol luckily has it laid out for us. Let's talk about the ages of the people who are committing these crimes. It's very concerning for us here. 2024, at least a 1/3 of the people, you realize a lot of the ages are unknown, are under the age of 25, Michelle. Take a look at just how many teenagers were committing these crimes.
Wait, is this the age right here?
That's
so
the age.
10?
Age 10 to 17, and then 18 to 24, making up at least a 1/3. Now, we also notice that from 25 to 44 in most years is the highest group when it comes to perpetrators here. Take a look at 2023. We're seeing something a little bit different. Most of the people who are committing these crimes are under the age of 25 rather, Michelle. And take a look at 2022. Same sort of thing. It's kind of divided up into 1/3. This is the highest age group here, but we're seeing a concerning number of young people committing these hate crimes. As I'm looking into these numbers, I started to wonder why that is. So I checked in with a trauma therapist who works here in the St. Louis area and is constantly talking to young people, teens, and young adults. Now, she is saying that sometimes these movements actually target these people. They have frustrations as young people, and social media is a hotbed for misinformation and for hate to spread. Listen in.
Children, young adults are confused. They're really confused. And when we're confused, the other flip of the coin is that there are organizations and there are people out there that prey on the vulnerability. They want people to join their group, their club, to be as mad as they are, to be as forceful as they are, and they will say the right things. And it's sort of a grooming. So it's not just one factor. I think it's multiple factors.
Wow, very interesting there. And you know what, I will say this, because as a parent now, and then also talking to teachers and administrators and other parents, we're also seeing this from everybody, right? So like no one is protected. So this isn't just like white kids doing this to, and other white kids or black kids or anti-Asian hate or Hispanics. This is really something that we're seeing all across the boards. And I think kids I don't want to ever make an excuse for hate, right? But I think kids are really learning, making mistakes. So these are big conversations. This is why we need to have big conversations with our kiddos.
And when I was talking to Dr. Smith, she says that one of the things people assume is that there's just anger there. There's just inherent anger with our young people, and that's why these issues are happening. She says it's a combination of things: frustration, confusion about what's happening in the world, what their parents are discussing at home. Biggest thing, they're repeating what they're hearing from their parents. So if you think your kids aren't listening, trust me, they are. And then they're also looking for a sense of belonging, which, they see some posts on social media that are hateful. They might share that, find a community, and then unfortunately find themselves on the wrong side of things.
And those can follow you. So that's why we need to have some tips. We're almost out of time, but do you have some tips, Sydney?
Yes, Dr. Smith has about 5 tips for parents. So let's say even if you're one of the parents of a student at Afton High School, you want to talk to them about that disturbing vandalism. First thing they say, check the history. So you should know about the history and talk to your kids about the history behind those hate speeches and symbols. Then you also want to give them realistic reassurance about what they've seen. Let them know that they can come to you to have a conversation. Number 3, go back into that history. Share information honestly so that they learn something. Number 4, talk about positive ways that people have responded to hate throughout history and maybe some of the initiatives that are going on right now that they could get involved in. And just number 5, remind them they can be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Of course, see a professional if you need to.
I love that. Be a part of the solution. That really empowers kids. Thank you so much for digging into this data and also just giving some insight. I think as a parent, I really appreciate it.
No problem,
Oh my
Michelle.
gosh.